Hello, this is Michael Hines, managing editor at naturalrefrigerants.com, and I'm in Berlin, Germany for the ATMO MAC Summit. This is Atmosphere's first event ever to be focused exclusively on mobile air conditioning and heat pumps. It was hosted in partnership with the Technical University Berlin, and I'm actually outside the TU Berlin campus right now, and I'm joined by two gentlemen from Hanon Systems, Dr. Roman Heckt and Florian Wieschollek. And these gentlemen, please, can you tell me, what does Hanon Systems do?
Yeah, thank you. So we both are part of Hanon Systems. So we both are two of 22,000 employees. And what we are doing, we are a climatization supplier. So we are developing and producing products for the climatization inside the automotive industry. And we do this worldwide, not only here in Europe. We are also working in US and in Asia with our headquarters in Korea. And we do this not only for two special components. No, we do this nearly for all components inside the climatization world. And these are the components for the coolant, for the refrigerant, and we do this on the component and the whole system level.
Florian, thank you for the introduction to Hanon. And Dr. Heckt, I'm curious, why did Hanon decide to be a part of this event? Why did the company think it was important to be here?
Yeah, that's a great question. Hanon Systems is since more than 25 years working on natural refrigerants for mobile applications. And this is also the reason why we are here standing in front of the car. This is one of the first cars, or one of the first cars which are working with R744. The VW MEB platform is running since 2020 with an R744 heat pump. And Hanon Systems had the opportunities and is very proud about this, that we developed and built for this CO2 system here in this MEB car major components. And this is one of the main results out of this 25 years of development which we did for CO2 in the last years. For example, what you see here, because you can't see a lot of things inside of the car, you see what is part of this car from our side is a compressor, an electrical compressor, full hermetic with CO2 as refrigerant. We have also, because it's a heat pump system, various valves which are controlling the heat pump circuit as part of the product portfolio of Hanon Systems, but also components like the Accu AXX, which is the storage of the refrigerant, is the main components we deliver to this vehicle. And in the meantime, probably just to give this to the audience, from this type of vehicles with CO2 are running 700,000 cars in the field since 4 years. So it's a great great result now to see that really CO2 works as a refrigerant in an electrical vehicle, and this not just as a small number. This is a huge number which is running out there without any issues.
Alrighty, thank you for that explanation, Dr. Heckt. But now I'm curious, Florian. We're here at the ATMO MAC Summit, and you've told us why Hanon thought it was important to come. But I want to know, what are we looking forward to at Hanon? What's coming next? What are you currently working on? What are we going to be talking about in 2-3 years?
Okay, do we see next? We see the electrical vehicles, and we see the heat pumps. And both are leading to more complexity. You have a more complex architecture inside, which means the vehicle is full of components. And this we like to reduce. We like to reduce the complexity, and this is the possibility for this reduction. We bring the valves, the heat exchanger, the compressor, the lines, the accumulator into one module, which is much more easier to assemble and makes a more proper engine room.
We know what Hanon's working on the next few years down the road, but I'm curious, outside of the lab, outside of the company, what are the other challenges Hanon is facing? What is the kind of industry up against?
Yeah, probably we should start with an explanation why are we talking about natural refrigerants. I think in the last year, even in Europe, the name of PFAS gets very popular also in newspapers. This is one of a very critical chemical product which infects our human being health, but also the health outside of animals, etc. And this PFAS is more or less mainly caused by chemical refrigerants which are coming out of vehicles and coming out of AC and heat pump system out of vehicles. And this is the reason why we wanted to get rid of this chemical refrigerants, to go to natural refrigerants, and this not just for this type of vehicles, so for all vehicles in the world. And I think, and this is the challenges which of course exist, changes like this, having this in the automotive industry at all different OEMs and all regions is a really challenge which need a clear political direction. But from our point of view, and this is what we observe, and we also observe here in the conference in the last days, we are not anymore alone. So there are a lot of other competitors started and nearly ready to have more components so that we have competition on the green refrigerant world of components and systems. And on the other hand, we also saw that there are alternatives to CO2, which we have here realized there's also possible to cool and heat up a car with propane. So there is not just one technology which can do this. So there are at least two technologies available to come rid of chemical refrigerants in the vehicle. And from this point of view, we don't see that there is any reason to continue with chemical refrigerants for the automotive makers. But of course, they need to jump now and say, okay, now we do it because it is really needed and it is good for the world that we change over. And this, of course, needs some, they need to get rid of their shyness so that to jump and change because the technology is available. And we are very welcome if we can bring this to the world, that the change is also led out of the long development at Hanon Systems.
Gentlemen, thank you both for joining me. Thanks for the information, and I hope we'll see you again next year at the next ATMO Mac Summit.
Yeah, hopefully we will be there.
Awesome. Guys, we'll see you next year with Hanon Systems and Tough.